It's Monday, September 29th, and my Cincinnati Reds have made the playoffs.
We can't kill the Reds! We can't kill the Reds! We're in it! Let's go! Let's go!
Now, there's a chance by the time you're watching this, they've already been eliminated from the playoffs, but honestly, I didn't even expect her to be here, so I'm just going to soak it all in. And I have 14 orders to ship out, so let's get to work. All right, first thing is in C52, I sold a lot of 6 books. These are He-Man Masters of the Universe. I got these at a garage sale, I think like 2 weeks ago, for 50 cents a piece. They're from the 80s. And the lot, so I've got $3 into them. The lot of 6 sold for $34.99 free shipping. Next thing is a clock. This is a Seiko Melodies in Motion. I've been finding a bunch of these lately. I found one a few months ago and I sold it pretty quick. And then I found this one like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And it sold pretty quick. And I found another one when I found this one that is listed. I'm waiting for it to sell. Now this one doesn't have the clock that moves. It's just got these little spinny doodads and stuff. And it's got 6 songs. Some of them have like 18, 20 plus songs. It's crazy. This one sold for $99.99 free shipping, and I paid 25 bucks for it. All right, we're going to C32 next. I sold this little camera right here. I showed this in a video, I think it's been a week or two, where I got it at a church sale for less than $1, and I was showing you guys how I was having a hard time finding this thing in the search results and how the search results were kind of messed up. And you guys gave me a lot of tips in the video for that, so thank you so much. Multiple people said when you search something, if you then do like sort and then by lowest price, it's going to eliminate a lot of the nonsense additional things that they're doing. Seems like an unnecessary step for me, but you know, if that's what I got to do to get some accurate data, that's what I'll do. This didn't have a great sell-through rate. It's not super valuable, not like some of the other 35 millimeters, but it did sell, and it sold for $24.99 free shipping. Next sale is a big one. It's in D41. I just found this past weekend at a garage sale. This is a vintage Cincinnati Bearcats logo athletic paint splash hat. I think it's from the 90s. When I picked it up, I knew it probably had value, but I had no idea how much value it had. And there was only one active listing when I found it for $450, and then there was a sold where they had taken the best offer, and then I went into Terapeak and saw that offer was like in the high 200s. So I listed mine for $400 or best offer, and I got a bunch of different offers. I got like $50, $150, but I did get an offer of $275 free shipping, and I accepted. All right, something I did with this hat I want to show you guys, because I did not know you could do this on the app. My buddy Jamie told me about this, so shout out to Jamie. What you do is you go into my eBay and you click on selling overview. So like I'm in the selling window here, and right here it says find out what your items are worth. And when you're doing this, you're going into the Terapeak search. So for instance, we'll just type in Cincinnati Bearcats splash hat. And when you do this, you're getting more results than just your standard 90 days, and you can filter it. See, so we got how far back do you want to go? It'll go back to 3 years is the furthest. You can do 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. You're already getting the 90 days when you do a normal search, so may as well go at least 6 months or a year, 2 years. And it's telling you the average sold price, price range, shipping costs. Like, it gives you all of this stuff that's really cool. And you can see, like, just last year somebody got $90 for one, $285, $265. This one's my listing, $275. Somebody a couple years ago got $500 for one. But yeah, good info. And yeah, if you're in the app, you can use this now. And I had no idea. I should have been using this a long time ago, because I'm still just doing like the standard search. So yeah, shout out to Jamie. Thanks, bud. All right, next is a pair of boots. Let's see, this is D42. These are cowboy boots. I got these. Let me make sure I'm shipping the right ones, because there's two pair in here. Yeah, it's these right here. I got these at a garage sale. It's been a couple months ago. I paid 10 bucks for them, and I had been sending out some offers, and nobody was really giving me any. There weren't any takers for my offers. They're cool boots. They have some wear. You know, they're definitely not perfect, but they've got some life left in them. I think I listed them for like $60, and I took a best offer of $40 free shipping. Okay, B52 next. I sold the Great Courses Learning Italian. There's a DVD and there's a book. So let's pull the DVD, and then the book is buried underneath here. See if I can pull this with one hand without knocking everything over. This is part of that media buy that I made, I think it's been 2 weeks ago now, where I got like hundreds of Great Courses pieces for 150 bucks. So I'm into these for less than $1, and they sold for $33 free shipping. All right, we're going to D51 next. I sold an N64 game, complete in box. This is Extreme G. Pretty sure this one was complete in box. Yeah, it was. This is part of that video game buy I made a while ago, just now getting around to listing it. This one sold for $52 free shipping. All right, back to D51, another Great Courses. Let's see here. It is Learning French, a rendezvous with French-speaking cultures. It is the guidebook and the DVD. Less than $1 into these two, and they sold for $19 free shipping. All right, we're going to D61 next, and I think this is the last one of my size large Carhartt sweatshirts that I'm selling for a buddy, and this one sold for $29.99 free shipping. All right, we're going back to B52. I sold the Cashmere Mist by Donna Karan. This is only 1 ounce. This is not like your normal size bottle of perfume. It is the EDT spray, new in the plastic. I got this in that bulk buy of perfumes and colognes. I've got $1 into this. It sold for $21 free shipping. Going to C42 next. And this is a random controller that I had been saving for whatever reason. I don't know. The other day I went into a bunch of these old totes I had of loose cables and cords and just all kinds of nonsense, because I was looking for something, and I was like, it was a huge tangled mess. I'm like, I just need to organize all this stuff. And this was in there. I don't even remember how I got it or where I got it. Probably in, you know, a bulk lot of something or other. So I guess I don't have much into it. So I went ahead and decided to list it. Sold for $19.99 free shipping. Back to B52. I didn't realize how much I sold out of there. Let's see. I sold a Giorgio Beverly Hills. Yeah, I think it's this one. There's a couple of Giorgios in here. I'm pretty sure it's this one. I'll take it out of the plastic so you guys can see. Yeah, this is it. It's wings. Kind of hard to see, but it says wings right there. This bottle is a tester bottle. Didn't have the cap or the original box, but as you can see, it's totally full. This was also in that perfume cologne buy. I've got $1 into this one, sold for $24.99 for shipping. All right, we're going to B42 next. I sold some film. I got this at a garage sale, gosh, 4 or 5 months ago. It's been a while. And I got a camera with some film. The camera, I think, was maybe worth like 20 bucks. I'm trying to remember now if I even sold it. But it had 2 packs of film in it. And I'm like, yes, I'll buy it for the film. And I think I paid like $5 for all of it or $10 for all of it. It wasn't much. One of the packs of film I already sold, and that pack was completely sealed. The box was totally sealed up. And that one brought, I think, like 25 or 30 free shipping. This one took a lot longer to sell because the box had been opened. Now, even though the box had been opened, this film right here is still in the packaging. Now, the problem with this stuff is there's usually some kind of expiration date on it, and you really can't guarantee that it's going to work. So people are just kind of taking a chance. It's really hard to tell here, but if you see, it says used before, and then it's got a stamp that says April 1981. I'm not sure if my camera's focusing on that or not, but anytime you sell film, make sure you put the month and year that it expired, and also like you're selling it as is. You know, like there's no guarantee this thing's going to work. But old Polaroid film really does good. You can almost always get it very cheap. A lot of like the 600 type film that goes into like the point and shoot Polaroids, you're getting like $25-30 for a pack of film, which is just crazy. So keep an eye out for the old film. You guys ever lay in bed at night and you're trying to fall asleep and you're thinking of all the things you got to pack the next day, and then you start thinking of what boxes you're going to use and how you're going to like pack them up? Yeah, me neither. Okay, next order is 2 different things from the Great Courses. All right, let's see. We're going to B52 for the first one. It is the Mysterious Etruscans. It has the guidebook and the DVD in the same buyer. Got another one. Let's see here. Let's set that down. And we're going to D61 for the next one. It is The Rise of Communism. And this one is new, I do believe. Here we go. This one is in the plastic. The Rise of Communism from Marx to Lenin. DVD and the guidebook. I've got less than $2 into these. And together, the buyer paid $39.98 free shipping. Last thing I'm shipping out is 2 wedges. You guys saw me buy these at a garage sale. I think it's been at least 3 or 4 weeks. These are in a big bag of golf clubs, and I paid 30 bucks for all of them, so I've probably got, I don't know, 5-10 bucks into the pair of these. It is 56 degree and 58 degree Titleist Vokey wedges. This one's spin milled, which is pretty cool. And a viewer by the name of Shane reached out wanting to get these. So these are going to Shane for $30 plus shipping. I wanted to point something out to you guys. These obviously need a bath. So I'm going to clean these up for Shane. Get all the grass and dirt off of there. But this one right here, the one in the back, has some rust, you can tell. And a lot of golfers like to leave the rust on there because it can add a little bit of grit, which can sometimes add a little bit of spin to the ball. Not all golfers like that. Some of them want them to look pristine clean, but I wanted to point out to you because if you get some wedges like this, some of them just rust naturally, and I would say don't go out of your way like trying to clean it and make it look, you know, perfectly new. I'm packing this Seiko clock, and I wanted to point something out to you guys that has saved me a ton of money over the years. I mean, we're talking hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars, that this has saved me. So I've got it bubble wrapped, I've got it in a box, and then this box is gonna go in another box. Obviously, the smaller the box you can get, the better your shipping rate's gonna be, right? Bigger boxes are gonna cost more money to ship. So what I'm doing is I'm going around and scoring this box to put in the bigger box, and I'll do that with their bigger box too. I'll score it, and I will break down the flaps. So I got this handy dandy scoring tool and box cutter. 2-in-1 from my buddy Lonnie over at Shed Flips. Well, there we go. I got it out. I've had this a long time. So the scoring tool jams a little bit sometimes, but it still works. What you do is you score it all along the edges of where you want it to be. So I've got 3 of the 4. Let's see if I can get this last one. I'm not the best at doing a straight line with these things, but it works. All right, so then I'm gonna cut here and up, and now these flaps are gonna come down like this. And you can see the height of the new box versus what it was. So we're talking a good 4 or 5 inches that it's gonna shave off the box, and it's gonna do the same with the other box that I put it in too. I think Lonnie still sells these. If he does, I'll find the link and put it in the description of the video. I'm not getting a cut of the proceeds or anything, but it's just a handy tool. I've had it for a long time. I really like it. And like I said, it saves a lot of money. By breaking this box down and shaving off, you know, that much space and doing the same with the other one, I guarantee you it's gonna cut the price of shipping by like $10 to $20. One last thing about this clock. Some of you are probably watching this thinking to yourselves, couldn't you just ship it in this box? I could, but there's a good chance that this thing would shatter. I've shipped so many items over the years, and I've learned that these boxes just get thrown around like crazy. Like, they're not handled with care. You can put Fragile on them, whatever you want, it doesn't matter. They're gonna get thrown. So I would much rather just take a little bit of extra time, put it in another box, and basically guarantee that it is not going to get damaged. It's Tuesday morning. I have 4 orders to ship out, but before I do that, I've got a couple questions that I want to answer. First is from Superfly1234. I'm curious if you looked into Poshmark or Mercari. I find the cheaper items are better on Mercari, and clothes are theoretically better on Poshmark, but both have their own headaches along with eBay, but also both have their own different customers. So I've dabbled on Poshmark and Mercari over the years. I mean, less than like 10 items each, I think, is what I've done. It just wasn't for me. I didn't love the platform. Overall, I think they're both good platforms for different people that, you know, like to sell on there, or, you know, depending on what your model is. But the social aspect of Poshmark, to me, I just couldn't get behind it. I was like, I don't feel like having to like promote all my stuff and doing like more work. I just want to list it and forget it, you know, like make the sale. And I think it's just that I've been on eBay for so long that I'm comfortable with it. I know what to expect. I like trying to focus on the one platform. Like, I don't love the idea of walking in every day and it's like, let's check, you know, eBay and Poshmark and Amazon and Mercari and Bonanza and whatever else. I mean, there's 1,000 different things that you can sell on. So I like the idea of kind of just focusing on eBay for the stuff that I'm putting online. Okay, next is from Andrew West 447. Just curious, are you able to offer free shipping because you potentially price items a bit higher to incorporate shipping costs? I typically use calculated shipping that the buyer pays. Always interested to learn what the best selling avenues are. Thanks for your time. All right, let me start off by saying that I do not recommend you do free shipping. I do free shipping because it works for me, and having sold for as long as that I have, I can predict the cost within a very small range of what it's going to cost. So if I'm going to sell something for $20 plus shipping, and I know the shipping is going to be like $10, I'll just list it for $29.99 free shipping. Now, the reason that I do that is on the buyer side of things, a lot of times that shipping cost that they're getting quoted is way more than what we're paying. And I know you can actually like go in and change things so that they're getting the cost that you're getting, but then you're also paying a fee. You're paying an eBay fee on that shipping cost, so then you're losing a little bit. So just for me personally, I like doing free shipping. Does it happen every once in a while where I lose? Yeah, it does. I'd say maybe 5% of the time the cost is, you know, a little bit higher than what I put in it, but then a little bit of the time, maybe 5%, 10%, the cost is lower than I expected. You know, it's cheaper. And there are so many variables to this. Depends on where you are in the country, depends on where you're shipping to in the country, depends on if you have FedEx and UPS nearby. I've got FedEx, UPS, the post office all very close to me so that I don't have to travel far to drop something off. I've been doing a ton of FedEx ground economy, and it is just shocking how cheap it is to ship through that. I just shipped a toaster, I think it's been 2 or 3 weeks ago. The thing weighed like 12 pounds. The box was pretty big, cost $9 to ship. And it wasn't close. Like I think it shipped to like Florida or something. So yeah, it's something that I do, works for my business, but just be extremely careful. Anybody that's starting out, I'd say for the first 2 to 3 years at least, I think you should do calculated shipping because you want to learn what things cost, how it works, and you don't want to lose out. Shipping costs and not packing properly, just shipping in general, is where new sellers lose the most. They lose the money, things get damaged. It's just a steep learning curve. I still remember when I first started selling stuff on eBay. Like I wasn't good at packing items. Like things would get broken all the time. I wasn't good at calculating the right weight and dimensions and everything else. So I'd lose out a ton of money on that too. So yeah, just put in the work, figure out what works for you. But for me, I like to do free shipping. All right, first thing is an A21. Sold another bobblehead. It is this one right here. This is, let's see, what year did they do this? This was the 150th anniversary of the Cincinnati Reds. A little history lesson for you guys. The Cincinnati Reds were the first professional baseball team in 1869. So this would have been a 2019 bobblehead. Mr. Redlegs is wearing the old school Red Stockings uniform. I got this at a garage sale about a month ago for $5, and it sold for $29.99 free shipping. All right, next one is way up here. This is the Star Wars Millennium Falcon. Sorry, the electronic Millennium Falcon. And this is from the mid-90s. I just got this at a garage sale. I think it's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe. Let's see, what year is this? It says it somewhere on here. 1995. For a while, all of this Power of the Force stuff and the mid-90s Star Wars stuff just didn't have a lot of value, and I'm not sure that it still does. Certain pieces do, obviously, but a lot of those action figures, they just made millions upon millions of them, and the demand just really can't reach it. So just be careful anytime you see the 90s Star Wars stuff, because a lot of it was just overproduced. This piece I paid $35 for, and it sold for $175 for shipping. All right, we're going to D51 next. I sold this Star Gunner Atari game. I've listed this a while ago, and it was just sitting for a while. Somebody sent me an offer of $27.27, and I accepted. All right, last thing is in C41. This is a camera. Nikon Coolpix A10. These handheld cameras just fly off the shelves when I list them. Got this in a bulk buy, so I've got less than $10 into it. It sold for $79.99 free shipping. I was editing this video and there was over 40 minutes of footage. I was planning on just making it a whole week-long video, but it's gonna be too long. Nobody wants to watch 40 straight minutes of this. So the rest of that week's footage will be in a video that'll come out a couple days from now. So that will be it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.